Most times, the biggest thing stopping you from becoming the man you want to be is yourself. And today, we gon' fix that. What up, homie? My name's Dave, and I put out new videos every Tuesday and every Friday to help you get the girls you want, become the man you're meant to be, and build some momentum during the quarantine. As for me, I got the medical tape on my neck still because my neck is still completely fucked. And as always, I'm out here in Mexico City, and you know, even though the world's going crazy right now, Mexico's still actually pretty chill. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Anyway, man, there's a lot of things I wish I stopped sooner, and if I did, I would have had success a lot more early. And chances are you're probably doing a lot of those same things right now, and they're holding you back. So today, I'm gonna point them out and help you fix them. Let's get into it. There's been a lot of times in my life where I've had extreme resistance around something. Like, at the beginning, it was approaching girls and getting good with girls. I had tons of resistance around that. Didn't think it would ever happen. And all this resistance created tons of anxiety. And it just made it feel like things were only gonna get worse and prevented me from even trying to make them better. The most recent resistance I can remember being in was when I was in Peru. And y'all probably know if you saw those videos, but I just was not a huge fan of the country, of the culture. I just didn't really have a great time. And I was there for like 3 weeks. Motherfucker, man. After the first like 3 or 4 days I was there, I was basically like, get me the fuck out. And I was pretty much counting every single day that I had left until I had to leave. There was so much resistance there, and it really made me miserable. It made the trip miserable. It made everything even worse. And this is something that a lot of you guys can probably relate to right now, because a lot of us are out there, we're quarantined, locked down, stuck in our houses, and it's not an ideal situation. And a lot of guys I've talked to have had a lot of resistance around this whole thing. So what I've learned is it's a lot better to just accept the situation and try to make the best of it versus just allowing that resistance to get the best of you. If I had learned this earlier, I would have got better with girls a lot faster. I would have avoided miserable situations like the one I was in Peru, and I would have been a lot happier. And the same can be true for you right here and right now during these quarantines and these lockdowns. Instead of driving yourself crazy, feeling like you got nothing to do, figure out how you can build on the situation and make the best of it. What you can learn, what you can start making more money on, opportunities that you can seize. Look for these things to take advantage of these opportunities, because they're definitely out there. And really, it's either that or you're gonna drive yourself crazy. And I don't want you to do that. So accept the situation, try to chill yourself out. And at the end of all this, bro, you're gonna be better off.
But when the songs that we write don't shake the college student loans, everybody in town wants to move back home. Dark in the city.
So I went to school for accounting, as a lot of you guys know, and somewhere between my sophomore and junior year of college, I realized I really didn't like accounting, and it's probably something I didn't want to do. But I was way too afraid to stop college. Everyone was telling me, bro, just keep going, just stick it out. Like, it's a safe route, you're gonna be okay. So that's what I did. And what ended up happening is I spent two more years of money on college and on getting my diploma and everything like that. And I pretty much never even ended up using that college degree. Like, I got a shitty administration job right after I graduated, and then I got like a shitty job as a door-to-door guy, which didn't even really matter if I had a degree at that point. And everything I've done after that has been with online business, and I've never even had to show my resume even one time. And honestly, bro, I'm doing a lot better off now than I ever would have been if I stuck with the accounting route. Had I stopped earlier, I could have had like a 2 or 3 year head start on getting to where I am right now. And for a lot of guys, like coming out of high school, going into college, not really sure what they want to do, or even in college, not sure if they like what they're doing, it's like, bro, unless you're doing something that specifically requires a college degree, like being a doctor or being like a certified public accountant or being a lawyer or something like that, like, it might not be the best first option for you to choose. And that's especially true if you're gonna be racking up a bunch of college debt just to go through it. And that's college debt you might be paying off for most of the rest of your life. Like, I know people who are in their 30s, 40s, and even 50s who are still paying off college debt. And that shit is crazy to me. When in the meantime, you could just be learning online business skills, getting out there, like experimenting, like taking action and actually getting people to pay you for something that you taught yourself. Shit is a lot more possible than you think, and I definitely encourage you to explore all the opportunities that you have, especially at a younger age in your early 20s, other than just being like, well, I want to be this, so I need to go to college and get it, because that's not always the way it works, and it certainly doesn't guarantee that you're gonna get a job, like a nice cushy job right afterwards. I learned that the hard way too.
You're not alone.
When I first started trying to improve with girls, I went at it alone. I just went out, I had a couple friends who were going out with me, but they weren't really out there taking action. And I was just trying to figure this stuff out by myself. It wasn't until I started hanging out with dudes who were actually good at this stuff that I actually started to level up a lot more quickly, because I saw what they were doing well. I was able to emulate that and become better myself. And I also had sort of a support group to help me get to that next level. And the same thing happened with business. Like, I got really good at picking up girls, but I was still lacking on the whole business side of things. I wasn't really sure how to build a successful business myself. So I struggled with it for a few years, trying to just bang my head against the wall, figure out the solutions, and really just do it the hard way. And it wasn't until I said, fuck it, I need some help on this, and I hired a business coach, that things changed super fast. My income basically doubled and came close to even tripling within 3 weeks, all because of the strategies that this business coach gave me. And without them, I probably would still be banging my head against the wall trying to figure out solutions to problems that I had no idea how to fix. What you gotta realize is you don't have to go at it alone. Like, no matter what thing you're trying to get better at, there's somebody who is more skilled than you and who can show you the way. Like, if I was able to find somebody more skilled at dating right from the start, I would have saved hundreds, maybe even thousands of hours of my time going out, banging my head against the wall and trying to figure it out myself. And the same is true for business, even more so. And that's why I always laugh when I see guys being like, yeah, you know what? Like, I think I can figure this out on my own. It's like, bro, that's sort of just the dumb, slow way to do it. Like, you could just take somebody else's experience, have them give you the roadmap, and dramatically speed up the process. Because let's be honest here, bro, time is the one thing you can't get back. So why would you waste it when you could easily cut it down?
Don't need a fast car to imagine I'm tripping. You can light it up, girl, I ain't the guy judging. And baby, that's on me, I don't need a boost. This is every part of me and everything I do.
Growing up, I always felt like I wasn't good enough to get the girls I really wanted. And I always felt like I needed to prove myself in some way. And this led to me bragging about any little thing I could ever do, whether it be if I took a girl home randomly and kind of like lucked into it, I'd tell everyone about that. If I traveled, I'd tell everyone about that. Like, I'd always be looking for a chance to brag. But let's be honest, everybody hates that guy who does that. What I started to realize though is that the guys who talk are often not the guys who actually walk. So basically the guys who are always bragging about it are pretty much never the guys who actually get the girls, whereas the guys who have that calm, confident coolness about them, they're just chill, they go to the bar and they're able to get the hottest girls. So that's what I started doing. I started letting my actions speak and not talk about it as much. This led to me making better friendships, seeking less validation, and just coming across as a more confident guy. So for you, be very aware of the times where you feel like you might be trying to brag, especially when you're just doing it unprompted. Like, you're just going into a story that nobody asked you about, and try to cut that down to as little as possible.
New X, new X, new X, new X, new X on me right. New X, new X, new X, new X, new X on me right. I might spin it, I might spin it, I might spin it,
So during college and a lot of my early 20s, I spent some money on some really dumb shit. Like, I made bad investments. I got rent payments that were far too high for the income I was making, and I just didn't make the greatest decisions. But as I got to be like 23, 24, I started to realize, like, money means really 3 things for me. It's 1, freedom. Like, it's gonna give me the runway to do the things that I want to do for a longer amount of time. Number 2, it's travel. It's gonna allow me to go around the world, live the type of life that I want. And number 3, it's gonna allow me to invest in myself and get to the places I want to go a lot faster than trying to do it on my own. So as I got to that age, like 23, 24, I started treating money a lot differently as a result, and I was able to save a lot more and spend it a lot more wisely. That's why it pains me when I see guys spending money on so many dumb things like buying a new car, like an expensive new car when they don't really need one. Like, bro, I've talked to so many guys who are 25 years old and beyond who easily have less than $1,000 in their bank account. And bro, there's really no excuse for that. Like, even when I was 23, 24, making very little money as a door-to-door salesman and paying rent in Boston, I was still able to save up like $5,000 to $6,000 throughout the entire year. And that allowed me to catapult my life, start learning online business, and travel the world. So if you're getting out of your mid-20s and beyond, and you're still broke, and you're still coming from that scarcity mindset around money, it's time to make a big change, man. Try saving more. Don't make that big purchase that you don't really need, but who knows, maybe down the road you're gonna have a chance to invest in yourself, like the multiple times I've had those chances to do that. And like, had I bought a car or bought a house or something instead, I wouldn't have had the money to invest in myself, and I'd still be right back where I was when I started. Now, bro, if you wanna start making a lot more money more quickly, then check out this video right here. It's gonna show you the fastest way to make 6 figures in your 20s. I got my buddy Dennis Demori on this video. He's a genius at that type of stuff. Let's keep it going. I'll see you right there, homie.